Yeah, they're both fairly focused. Are you focused?
I'm focused. You focused.
You focused.
You need to do a clap.
Welcome.
I don't think any of us are focused because who's talking to who?
Do you need to do a clap?
Oh yeah, let's do a clap.
Have you got? Now you got to clap.
Yeah.
You always have the clap.
Do you?
Yeah, can't
Did you get that shit? A couple of weeks ago, you were putting mint creams on your
on your clap.
Tails.
On your clap.
Yeah.
How's it every time I go to the doctor, you guys arrive in?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
And actually, that's what we're going to talk about today. Awkward situations in waiting rooms.
Right after.
Oh yes, Stevie's music.
Hey! Music.
Everybody wants their Friday
That's Stevie.
That is the
what
best.
you heard was his music, and that's him,
music
creator. He is not deaf like Mozart. That's why it was good. Was Mozart deaf?
He's not deaf like
Mozart wasn't deaf.
Oh yeah, we established that last week. Check out
Well, I
that.
suppose, you're saying he wasn't deaf, like Mozart, who also wasn't deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of Mozart and his auditory issues or non-issues, you bought condoms before, you were telling me.
No, you're saying the whole thing
Just
about
like Mozart.
Just like Mozart.
You're saying the whole thing about like feeling awkward, like in a shop or something.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just remember,
yeah.
the first time I ever tried to buy condoms, like I went into it, like a pharmacy, like right, I was like had mentally prepared myself, like right, I'm going to buy condoms, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And like when I was like, when I was looking for them, like one of the like sales assistants just came up and was like, "Oh, can I help you with anything?"
Why were you buying?
Why are you buying condoms? Number one.
Why? Yeah.
Personal reasons.
Why were you buying condoms?
The holy tabernacle of woman's body. Is that what you're telling us?
I had headlights.
Oh, no.
Personal
Or
reasons.
no.
Maybe it was another reason.
Okay. Water balloons.
Yeah, they were out with water balloons in Tesco.
Yeah. What happened? So,
But yeah, she came up and was like, "Oh, can I help you with anything?" And I just kind of panicked, and I was like, "Oh, I'm looking for hydrocortisone cream for my face because like it was something I was using at the time." Yeah. And I just completely panicked, didn't buy condoms, and bought a cream that I didn't even need because I already had it at home. Like.
That's
And I walked to Tesco instead, like, and just went to the self-service machines. And
That's funny.
The other hydrocortisone cream that you had at home, was that from a previous attempt to buy condoms?
No, that was just
Is that your
condoms.
default
that was from
purchase?
like just the fact that I had like an inflammation on my skin. And I needed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely.
It wasn't a repeat event. Like it was only one time. There was only one time that happened. Like
That's a nice story.
I won't buy condoms because I think that I won't buy them because if I go up to the counter, I think that your one will think that I'm only
He's
trying to
never
like,
having sex
like
with
that.
them.
Yeah, that's someone like whoever's at the shop will think
She
that
would be.
They're only
Yeah.
doing that to make. He's only doing that to make me think that he has sex.
Yeah.
But
No,
now
they
I won't ever
definitely
even
would
have
think
sex
that.
because it's like a paradox. Like,
I used to get embarrassed about
Mad.
ridiculous things inside in shops. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
And I still kind of have to, right?
Right.
So, just like, I think the person is judging you. So like, you just bought deodorant, they just say, "Oh, he's a smelly bastard." You know what I mean? Or
if you're getting deodorant.
yeah.
He shits.
Yeah,
He's just bought toilet paper.
Yeah, buying
he
toilet
goes
paper.
for
I
a
go,
poo.
"Oh, do you need a shit?" Like, come on.
Yeah.
Or is that what they're sitting there thinking behind the tail? Is it?
I worked in a few shops and stuff over the years. Yeah, and you do have like it's a boring old job working on the till.
Yeah.
Like I worked in a health food store for quite a few years, and like things do like after you've been on the till for about 3 hours, things do start to go through your head. Like you'd check the apples through and you'd be like, "Making a nice apple pie, are you?" In your head, and toilet roll, "Gonna go for a nice big shit, are you?" Things like that.
Yeah.
You know, tissues. Blow your nose a lot. Awful snotty, are you?
Yeah, it's
Time of year
like-
for it, isn't it?
Oh, they do. Dara told me.
It's not really like a judgment. It's more just like that's kind of where your mind goes, isn't
But so
it?
then it's not who has the problem. Like who would be the person who thinks of those things is the person who does
but like
those
the
things.
same thing. Like you know, I remember once like waiting in a massive line in Tesco a good few years ago, and I was like looking in people's baskets, and I was knackered. It was quite late at night.
That's what you do when you're tired.
Well,
Use your last
I
bit
had
of energy to check what
Was there not
folks
on
are
telly,
buying.
No, I'd been in theatre late in medical school, and it was just before Sainsbury's actually closed.
Oh, that's
and
why.
I was on the way home and I looked down, I was looking at other people's baskets and I was thinking, God, it's really interesting, isn't it? And then I looked in my own basket and realised that I had one of every kind of phallic fruit or vegetable that you could possibly pick up.
Yeah.
So I had like a courgette, an aubergine, a carrot,
Squash.
a banana, yes, an apple.
A watermelon. Everything you can fit in your
And all
house.
of those things. And I was like, how did that not trigger? Because, I was like, they're clearly going to look at me and think she's going home for some fruit and vegetable fun.
I know.
Isn't she, at this hour?
You're better
She's
off
just got in time.
owning that situation.
Yeah,
Own
yeah.
the joke.
I thought I've got like two choices here. I could be really stupid and embarrassed about it and be like, hello, I'm not going home to stick these up my arse. Or I could just fucking get on with it.
Yeah.
That'd be the
Which is
quickest
what I
way to make
did.
someone in the shop think you were going to stick them up your arse.
Yeah.
If you walk
Yeah.
up the counter, you're like, I'm not going to stick these
And
up
do
my
you know
arse.
what I done? Like, I put them in those plastic bags that you get there as well. You know, like you pull off
To
a
hide
plastic.
your embarrassment.
Well, no, it was like they were already covered,
Oh,
like to
yeah.
go straight
Oh,
where
wow.
they were going to go. And I was like,
God,
wow, I
busted.
just look like I put makeshift condoms on the phallic vegetables to
That's
shove them
mad.
up my arse,
I remember
which I didn't.
I had to buy 20 pot noodles inside in Tesco's because we were going on a plane. We were traveling around the country, and I was supposed to eat on stage, and that was the only thing I'd trust them to cook as a pot noodle without poisoning me.
Don't cook. You know that's not cooking, isn't it? It's
Well,
not
it
cooking.
is. It is. You don't know how.
Why
to
do you think they were going to poison you? What was
Because
that?
they
Did
were
you trust
offering.
them?
No, I didn't. They were offering to make me chicken curry and shit, and I said, "Not a
Oh,
hope.
no.
You'll poison me with that."
Yeah.
So I said, "Pot noodle it is. You've just add water, and you can't kill anybody." So anyway, I was buying me 20 pot noodles, and I could see her one looking at me like that, and I said to her, "I said, I'm having a dinner party, you know."
That's funny. Yeah,
And did she go?
Can I
She looked
come?
at me like I was a freak.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah, he's a freak and he's got freak's humour.
Yeah.
One of the lads in
As well.
college ate something for lunch one day, and I've tried to ask multiple people what they think of it, and I've yet to find someone else who goes, "Yeah, no, that'd be nice," because even people who like both things involved.
Okay.
He bought a pot noodle,
Okay. So
and he bought a tin of fucking John West tuna.
Oh no!
Opened the tuna and put it into his pot noodle, added the boiling water, and mixed it around.
Nice.
And I don't know, I can't get over it.
You can buy a thing like that.
Oh.
John West steam pots. They're lovely.
Did you like that? There's no way. Wait, would anyone here like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've
Okay.
had something like it. It's lovely.
Okay.
So I finally found one other person who
Yeah.
instantly go, "Oh God."
Do you know what, Steve? You're actually after
It was
reminding
you,
me.
that person, and Charles
you know,
Manson.
no. Do you know how
That's what
you
it was.
always say that I eat like weird things?
That's
and
weirder. Yeah.
That's so far beyond.
You
more weird
do
than
eat
what I
cat food. You know tofu. It looks like cat food.
Braised
Looks like
tofu.
cat food. Did you ever see tofu?
Yeah.
Braised tofu.
It's like I'm trying to say tuna.
But I wouldn't
tuna
put it
and
into a
tofu are
pot
weird
noodle.
looking.
I wouldn't open it and put it into a pot noodle.
I don't know. I feel like eating on its own is weirder. Eating like tuna on its, I don't know.
Oh, tuna. Ugh.
Here's
Tuna
ano-
just smells like cat
Here's
food.
another thing I was thinking. Has anyone ever been like damned with faint praise? You know that expression?
What's that? No.
Damned with faint praise. So like we did a play before, right? And you know people that tell you when you do a play you're good, you know.
Yeah.
But like they couldn't really think of anything good to say other than they'd say like, "Aren't you great to remember it all?" They'd say things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Is that a bad
yeah.
thing though that they say that? Why?
That means they could think of nothing else
Yeah,
to say other than
exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Here's-
participation.
I would.
medal.
That's like one of the things I say to people. I'm so impressed that people can remember that
if
shit.
if they say something like that to me, you know they hated the play. They'd say like,
Wow.
"Aren't she great to remember it all?"
Aren't you great to have legs?
Aren't she great?
arms?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't you great for coming?
Aren't you great for being up there on your two legs?
Did any ever get out like that?
I've said that. I didn't know that was a bad
Oh,
thing.
it's a horrible thing.
Wow. I always just say like, hey, like,
No, I
how
just
do
wouldn't
you
say
remember
it.
that?
No,
Like,
but does anyone ever say it like that to you?
oh, probably, yeah. Yeah, probably. Probably a lot. I can't think of any examples.
Aren't you great to do the old podcast? Aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we get that a lot.
Sure, doesn't it put down a Saturday for you?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Oh.
Yeah.
I suppose it gives you something to do with a Saturday.
That's what people say. No, that's the really common ones people say. Yeah, like at least you're doing things and stuff like
Better
that.
than licking
Oh.
windows, isn't it? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Fair play to you. Fair play to you.
Yeah. So someone has to do it. Things like that. So someone.
Isn't the gas what people are interested in?
Oh, yeah. That one.
Don't you be surprised when someone and lads watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, there's all sorts out there, isn't there?
Make you feel like a creep.
My mum said that.
Yeah.
People watch it. People watch you.
As if you're doing some sort of sexual thing.
Of
Like,
course we fucking, like, why else would we do it? Well,
I should look.
that's funny
It's
though.
down a Saturday for you, doesn't it?
Yeah. Kill the time.
honestly.
Did you ever get down? No,
Or everyone needs a hobby. That's
Yeah.
one. When someone says
Yeah.
that, like, oh yeah, sure, everyone needs a hobby, like, or something like that. Like, it's good to have a hobby. When, oh man, that I don't know why that irks me. It's good to have
What
a
about
hobby.
you, Steve? You're good at shit, so
When
you
it's-
probably wouldn't.
I definitely have got that stuff, but
Would it?
You're good at shit, so probably won't. That's one of those things that offends me because I get it a lot.
Sure, you're good there with the autism, Stevie, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a,
Or it should be great to be as good as you are.
People say things like that to my daughter.
Do they?
Isn't she grand now? It's like, this is a bit of an intellectual disability, that's all.
yeah,
right?
she's
can
fine,
work
like,
it.
and it's like, what sort of weird shit?
Isn't she good there now?
But people do that a lot with, like, the people see. Yeah, that is funny actually.
Sorry, Steve.
it's like I suppose
Totally
some people would say it to me like if I was like talking about having autism, like they'd be like, "Oh, sure, you can't tell now" and stuff like that. And it's, and it's just like
People say you can't tell.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Why?
It's
Why?
like-
That's such a bizarre
You
thing.
can when I'm not wearing my jumper for the t-shirt that we have to wear underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite clearly,
Why-
I am
Like what?
autistic.
I'm not wearing my big flashing sign that says like.
Yeah.
Why? What? Like, I want to know what that person sees an autistic person as. It must be so obvious that they have such a jaded idea. Do you know?
Did you see the? I didn't watch the film, but I saw a clip of it. Like, Sia made a film about autism,
No,
and like it's so ridiculous. Like
it's just off missed the
Like I
mark.
just saw a clip, and they have like someone walking along, and they're just like blinking their eyes like this, and like.
Oh,
Jesus.
And like
no.
wearing headphones, and their teeth are weird. Like their mouth is in a weird state. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck she got her information
And they're
from.
doing
Yeah,
this
man.
and things
Yeah.
like that.
There's
I
like,
felt bad for Maddie. What's her name? Maddie something. Like
She the
your one-
actress.
Your one who's in all her videos. Like
Oh,
her
right.
goddaughter. She.
oh, it was like a
she-
music video, was it?
No, it was actually a short film.
Oh
like,
wow, wow.
but, like she was acting in it, and like I kind of felt bad for her.
That would,
like.
because that could fuck up your career. Like when you get.
Well, to be fair, all
Loads
the
of
stuff
trouble.
online, no one was saying
Yeah.
anything about her. They were all criticizing it, but that was
Man.
ages ago.
that's
But
yeah.
that's the way some people tend to see it. I think.
That's
I
bizarre.
had a house I did before, and somebody said, "Did you do that house?" I said, "I did, yeah." Hey, sure, it's probably lovely on the inside, is it?
That's funny. That on the inside. Oh, that is mad.
It's lovely on the inside, you know.
No,
That's
it's not. It's just a shite, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's
I
funny.
thought I may as well not
It's
bother.
like, sure, aren't they lucky they had good decorators? Like.
Yeah.
Sure, each to their own, isn't it?
Once you stick a few good cushions in there, it's
Each
grand.
to their own. Oh man, yeah.
Well, I
So people always say to me, yeah, sorry, but we're on that. Like I'm trying to think. Common when I get like is now is like it's not as like sort of like that, but people ask me to go to X. I stop. Partying. I'm not partying as wild as I used to. Now my friends will say, "So you need to have fun sometimes." I'm like why? I am having fun, not at them. Like it's like the idea that they're the only places you could have fun is like I don't know, in the middle of nowhere with no socks.
But that's people learn like that. Like fun becomes that it's something's fun in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you persist
Yeah.
in the idea of fun even when it's not fun. No, but it's fun, but it hasn't been fun for 3 years.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah.
Well, it takes a while for you to realize it's not fun. doesn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Oh man, it took me years.
And it's a really hard thing to like voice
years.
as well for the
Yeah,
first person
it's
to
sound-
voice it
it's
because
like a
everybody
dry
kind of
fight or
knows.
something.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Well, then what else do we do? Then there is no fun in the world.
It's over.
Yeah,
Yeah, when-
you just killed fun.
A friend of mine, when I stopped and I was like, wow, it was when a friend of mine said to me, he said, because he'd been off the party scene for a while, and he just said to me, he's like, and that like was like the straw that did damage to the camel's back when he said
Did
to
it
me,
break the camel's back?
I can't remember, but he just said to me, he was just like, he said, you know, he's like, when you need to stop is when you go to every party and all you're doing is talking about how good the last parties were at the party.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, that's where we are now. That's
Yeah.
all the conversations are is, do you remember that time? Or it's like, shit, like there's no new experiences. But speaking of new experiences, you had a new experience recently in Croatia or something you wanted to, what was that about?
Tell us about Croatia.
I feel like I should. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things
Sing.
that I should sort of get over the trauma of.
The other one I thought I was in Willy Wonka's pocket.
Where were you?
What?
Where were you?
I thought I was in Willy Wonka's pocket.
Again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was one time in his pocket, and another time then I like thought I was. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I was like, but you know, it is definitely a scary.
What was
thing.
it like in there?
It was like all purple and shit. Like it was like, yeah, it was like.
Is that why?
If anyone has pocket fluff, it's Willy Wonka.
Is
I promise
that why
you that.
the Crohead colour is purple?
Yeah.
From your time spent
Yeah.
in Willy Wonka's pocket.
Yeah, definitely. He'd got a little. There was everlasting gobstoppers. It felt like an everlasting. Pocket.
Everlasting chip in Willy Wonka's pocket.
Yeah. No, but it is a weird thing. But speaking of, I thought I was in purgatory. But what about? Has anyone had experience in waiting rooms?
No.
They're purgatory.
What made you think of that?
Because they are purgatory.
Do that every
Never
week.
been in a waiting room. What about you?
Yeah, I have. What about you? It was Hugh's idea to talk about waiting rooms. Apparently. So over to
Oh,
Hugh.
Hugh, have you done that thing where you forget what you're going to say again about when we have a nice chit?
No, I was bringing up waiting rooms, and you were supposed to answer it.
Well,
And embarrassing things to buy, but at waiting rooms, yeah. What was I talking about waiting room? I can't remember anyway.
you had a story about waiting rooms.
Do you know,
I was going to ask you about waiting rooms.
Yeah, you said you had a good story.
You told
I
me
was
you were.
in the
and I was going to embarrass. What?
But I had to segue it over because there was a silence. But I couldn't say, "Hey, Kieran, did you any?" So,
yeah.
so
Do
we're
you
gonna.
want some soup?
I would love some soup. I would love some soup.
Okay, Kieran, do you have any stories about? Speaking of waiting rooms, Kieran, do you have any? No, but do you actually have
waiting
any?
rooms? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I used to love detention in doctor's waiting room,
Oh yeah.
and like so especially
Sexual tension.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so or yeah, so like
Yeah.
even like
You
you go
get
into
called.
you go into the reception. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Who
what?
says that? Who says
I'll
that?
tell you who says it. Somebody in the doctor's waiting room as they eat a Malteser or something and don't make eye contact with you. What's wrong with you? So
What?
yeah. I've had that in a doctor's waiting
Wow.
room. Yeah.
That's so specific.
How did you respond?
Someone who
Did you ask them?
I said I'm having a heart attack. Oh no, she said I said I want to see the doctor. Right. So me and her weren't off to a good start. So I didn't like the fact that she was eating
Yeah.
Maltesers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not keeping eye contact with me. So she said, "What's wrong with you?" So I pretended like she wasn't talking to me because she wasn't making eye contact with me.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
stayed silent. And then she goes, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "I want to see the doctor." And she said, "You can't. No, you make an appointment." I said, "Oh, I'm having a heart attack." And she said, "Oh yeah, okay, go down to that room." Down there.
Wow.
But we were having a bit of tension, like, you know.
Yeah. That's a funny
So
one.
yeah, every time she'd say something, I wouldn't respond unless she made eye contact with me.
Yeah, and is
She
it their job to know what's wrong with you, or is that the doctor's? I
none of
wonder?
their fucking business. I didn't think she was qualified, like, to diagnose or to look at anything. You know what I
well,
mean?
she obviously
So
didn't.
she was either Maltesers or Monster Munches, and that used to drive me mad. Like, what's wrong with
Monster Month.
Yeah.
Isn't that a disgraceful advert for a doctor's surgery?
you? It is, yeah.
Once a month are nice though. Hey, were you saying that? What were you saying? Something about like having to cough in waiting rooms to like.
Oh yeah, like just the whole thing of if I was sick and like obviously pre-COVID and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, back
now
in
you
the
can
day.
be more afraid to cough.
Yeah.
It'd be funnier to do it now.
Yeah,
though.
but like
Just so, for this
if I
reason.
had the flu, like you know, it's like the cough part is always worse at night.
Yeah.
So then you'd go into the doctor because you'd like get the day off school or whatever age you were, like just to go in. But then when you're in the waiting room, you're not coughing. You're kind of thinking, shit, people are going to think I'm wasting time and I'm not actually sick. So you have to actually try and...
Yeah.
You're almost trying to make yourself cough just
Yeah.
so that people think you're actually sick.
That's funny.
Also, so
I
like if
that.
you'd had a
I think
tummy
I definitely
bug,
used to do that.
if you'd had a tummy bug, would you like
I'd
try
shit
and
myself in
the
yeah,
waiting
try and
room.
make yourself puke and shit your pants?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, just to,
I love...
I wouldn't even need to try, like.
do you
Just
know
do
why
it,
the
like-
cough is much worse at night time? This is a really handy tip. It's because when you lie back, like there's pressure on your larynx, so it irritates like the whole of the weight of your esophagus
Yeah.
and everything. So if you put yourself at 45 degrees on pillows,
Yeah.
the gravity still pulls all of that down instead of putting it back, so you won't have the same level
So
of irritation.
if you'd like to donate to the podcast for this free medical advice, there's a link in the description
But
below.
don't sue
Thank you.
me if,
Yeah,
if
the other
it
thing I-
Yeah,
happens
it's not
to be
medical.
shite.
This isn't medical advice. This
Going
is
in there as a kid, you went in there as a kid with your
Information.
mother or something like, and to be all sitting around in a circle, all the people waiting, and your mother would say something like, "Is it very bad?" And you know, like,
wait, is what very
is
bad?
it very bad
To
Did she
you?
say something? Yeah, is it very bad?
Oh,
And
when it's
what
all quiet and
Yeah,
shit.
what I know is she's trying to fill in the audience about what's wrong with you.
With you, yeah.
Is it very? Where, and you know exactly how it is. Because I fucking told you before we came.
You were there. That's why we're
but
here.
she needs to fill in the audience because the audience don't know how
because
it's.
do you know why?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want other people thinking that she's taking you for the doctors for no reason.
Okay.
Like it has to be serious.
But
because
you go, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of something else though as well, like a thing that some people do, like that whole thing of like, oh, I need to let everyone know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever, like, do you know those people where like you'll go into like a chipper with them, and like if they're ordering loads of food for a large amount of people, and then they'll go, oh, and what will I have? And it's like they have to make it really obvious.
Oh,
that
yeah.
this mountain of food isn't for them, and this one thing at the end is for me.
Just the Diet Coke for me.
I do that if I order. I eat like I could eat a 16-inch pizza and loads of food. I could just eat it and it'll be gone. It'll be alright. But I'll do that then. Like, so if I'm at home alone or something like that, and I order food like that, and the guy comes, I pretend I'm talking into some. I'll be shouting into the kitchen, yeah, the food's here now, like that kind of thing, like, and then just shout, yeah, the food's here.
why do you do that?
I just feel like your man does, because if you're getting like loads of food, and I just think I think the guy would judge me, and I think he would.
But they don't
He would get my
care.
details, and then he would shame me online.
But they're making money. They don't give a shit who's eating.
No, I'm only
what.
messing. I don't do that, but yeah.
You do a little bit though, don't you?
Obviously,
like,
if I
you
wouldn't have
order
said
2
that for no
nights in a
reason.
row, then you won't order from the same place because you don't want them to know.
Yeah, of course not. Like, that would be weird. Like,
I used to do that with coffee as well.
why you wouldn't get in the same.
I wouldn't buy it in the same place because they judge me. Yeah.
Coffee's
What,
like
you're
a
drinking
thing everyone
coffee?
gets.
Yeah, no. So like, I just bought a coffee and fuck it, I love another one, but I can't go back in there. They'll think there's something wrong with me. So I go on to the next place.
I'd never do that
That's
with
funny.
coffee. I'd be fucking proud of my caffeine habit.
did that with drink before, like in karaoke, so I might
You're dead right though.
so I'd be like, no, I don't want him to think I'm an alcoholic.
No, that's right. I agree with that. You should definitely.
I see.
What about drugs?
I don't think
Oh.
the coffee thing's a problem, like, because like Philly like is fair bad for that. Like,
Yeah, coffee's like a thing everyone gets every day. I think that's one.
I saw Philly get like 3 coffees from the same place in the space of an hour or two one day.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't.
I don't think
God,
the
people
coffee's
do.
not a problem.
Donuts, I would judge people.
Really,
Yeah.
I wouldn't judge people for any reason.
But they do.
Okay. Yeah.
What if you were a judge?
Then I would not be getting paid because I'd be.
Stevie, have you ever stood next to a sheep?
Stood next to a sheep.
Yeah.
I nearly got attacked by a ram once.
Yeah.
Were you standing next to him?
No, I was walking up a hill and then the ram started running for me and no one else. And luckily enough, someone had like a walking stick that they could like keep the ram back, and it just kept.
No way.
It ran for me a good 5 or 6 times, like, and it just would not go away.
That's mad.
Hey, what about other people's dogs sniffing your crotch?
Sniffing. Wait.
But you
Oh,
you
that's
never,
weird.
you never
I know
stood
you're
next to a
saying.
sheep.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
I
awkward.
want to finish this. You never stood next to a sheep.
I don't think so. Maybe walked past one that was behind a fence, but I've never like stood next to one
yeah.
properly.
People haven't. For some reason.
What the
Do you know, this is a really weird thing because
people
like,
haven't?
because most people have been quite close to cows
Yeah.
in
I've
fields
never
at
been
some
that
point.
close to a cow. Like, I might have walked. The closest I probably would have been to a cow is like where Kieran is or further. Like,
What? Does,
probably the same
that's
distance I've been
fucked
to a
up.
sheep.
What are
like.
you saying? Wait, what are you calling me a cow?
No, like the distance I am to you
What the
now
hell?
is probably the closest I would have
Oh,
walked
I
past a
thought
cow.
you were like,
and it's probably the same
where
with sheep.
Kieran
like.
is. That's what
I need milk the cow by hand.
No.
I have.
I mean, by foot.
I knew you were going to say it.
What question did you ask before that?
Oh.
Oh, about
Milking cows. Isn't it?
No,
about
before
dogs
that.
sniffing your strangers.
Other
dogs
people's
sniffing your
dogs sniff
crotch.
Yeah.
Or
That's the
humping your
thing that I
leg.
don't
and-
like about dogs.
And what
They're
about
so
a dog humping your
intrusive.
leg? That's funny when it's
No,
somebody
it's
else's
not.
dog and they
They're
get
No,
in
so
ours.
intrusive.
because I don't know what to let happen or not. Wait, what? Because if a dog comes up to me, and starts like doing sort of misconduct, I don't know what to do because I don't want to be rude because it's not my dog and be like down. But I'm like, I don't want to let it happen either because I
I
don't want the dog to go
hate
to
it.
jail. I don't know what.
I find it really upsetting. I don't like it at all.
My female dog,
That's
my
mad.
bitch, used to hump people's
What do you
legs.
think?
Yeah.
Probably because you called her your bitch.
Yeah.
She
That's
used to
why she
love,
fucking did that.
Humping things. And
was the-
I kind of
What was
like
the coolest thing your dog ever humped? The coolest thing was it like
probably
a
the armchair or something. I don't know, or some old lady's leg or something like that. But it was kind of like I pretend not to notice because I love the awkwardness of the whole thing. You know.
Did people not say, can you stop your dog from doing
they
that?
wouldn't.
Can you?
No,
Because
so
I
they go,
would.
he's
So the dog is
she's
humping.
lovely, or she's nervous, or something like that.
I
I used to
tell
always
people.
say she got a fright. She's after getting a fright. She didn't get a fright.
No,
But she, oh, poor Rose.
you're a very sick man. Ewan.
Rose after getting a fright, you know.
After getting a fright.
Yeah, she'd hump things.
She's so frightened. She must rub herself furiously against you.
Yeah. But I love
Just away from
I love
you.
the embarrassment of it.
I get really fucked off when dogs
Dukey
do
used
that.
to love
I could never
hugging
do
and
that.
kissing, right? So he'd jump up in your lap, his two paws like that. Which
Even to strangers.
kind of, yeah.
Oh no,
We
it's
used
so
to say-
intrusive.
That's not too bad though.
It's too much. No, I don't
And then,
like my personal space
the kiss
being
would
invaded
involve
like that.
licking your face.
Oh
Yeah.
God, come
But
on.
I don't mind. Yeah, I
people
don't.
used to scream. It was so much fun.
That's one of the main reasons. The intrusiveness thing. That's one of the main reasons I'm not comfortable around dogs.
Me
'cause, like,
too.
I understand that.
Stevie
Yeah.
Dukey
Yeah.
would have loved you. Would have loved you, Stevie.
Stevie, I'm totally the
I
same.
could-
I don't like. There's a boundary.
yeah.
I need to respect.
I'm not gonna
it,
lie. I think
and-
most people don't enjoy being humped by dogs.
They do.
Yeah, and
Dukey
lick.
had
Oh, I
kind
just
of,
meant the
Don't
general
lick me.
intrusiveness, like, as in, like,
Oh, yeah,
a dog
sorry,
just,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
jumping up on you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
you weren't hugged by
licking.
Dukey.
I
though.
just instantly have to, like,
I'm exactly the
Stevie,
same.
you weren't hugged by Dukey. You would have liked that.
no.
Oh yeah, you would. He was so
No.
affectionate. He would have licked all over your
No.
face, and
Oh.
his two paws would go like that.
No.
And he'd kind of claws out the side of his paws that would make sure you had to comply.
Oh,
Jesus.
You had to comply with the hug.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
There should definitely be a
Like, the
doggy
best,
prison.
The best kind of hug, like the one that you're forced into, like.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
yeah,
He
yeah.
was so committed to it, and he thought he was a puppy, so he was huge, and he'd just jump up in your lap and just.
so what you're saying? Your
that's
dog is
so
an
cute.
abuser.
I'm not saying that. You're just saying full of love, Haley. Full of love, whether you like it or not.
In a very domineering, abusive way.
Oh no! I think he still walks around his house, the spirit of Dukey.
Yeah.
I felt a few. I get humped randomly sometimes. I could just be asleep and I start getting humped.
And licked.
Yeah, but that could be anyone.
Good.
Where we finish up now. Anyway,
could be
we have
you.
it could be you. Just sign up now to.
Yeah, if you do a continuous donation, it could be you.
Yeah.
For humping and licking.
Speaking of opportunities of a lifetime, not really. It's not really. Yeah, that's coming soon. But anyway, whatever. We're going to finish up now. If anyone wants to donate, the link is in the description. We'd really appreciate it, and you can donate any amount. All donations are equally appreciated.
But we'd love paper money.
We love
Paper
paper
money. What's
money's
that mean?
lucky.
How do you get paper money? Put
Ask for it.
through the letterbox.
Yeah, our donation or
And
online.
and in return,
Yeah. Oh, I get you. We
if
love
anyone
paper
would
money.
like
With their
packet
prizes,
of
Haley.
soup.
Easy now, Haley.
packet
Easy.
of-
Prizes.
Their
yeah.
prizes.
yeah.
Is it
Who's the
lucky
prize?
number, random number donator gets? to
Yeah,
win one of
comment
those?
below a number.
We have a number.
Between-
anything.
We've a
7
number
and
in our
9.
heads.
Yeah.
We've a number in our collective heads.
Yeah.
And if you get that number right in
Wait.
the comments section below,
Wait, before we end, let's finish. But we all of us think of a number and we'll all say it at the same time. See if we get right. That's all. Like,
number
we're all
between
going to think
what?
of the same 1 and 10. Sorry, yeah,
Okay.
1 and 10. We're all going to think of the same number between 1 and 10. And then on the count of 3, we're all going to shout it. 1, 2, 3. Snakes.
9.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I said 4, yeah.